I'm Maya Rudolph. Do you love bad news?
Not really, but by all means, continue.
Then you're going to love my friend, Melinda Gates.
According to the World Economic Forum, it will take us 208 years to achieve gender equality in the United States.
208 years until we have gender equality? That's terrible. I wonder what she's talking about. Oh, I know. It must be male genital mutilation because that's perfectly legal in the United States, unlike female genital mutilation. So I think it's great. I think it's amazing that these celebrities have got together and they're talking about male genital mutilation as opposed to, you know, the pay gap or something like that, which is what we normally get about every 6 months. So, yeah, this seems positive.
What?
That's the most specific bad news I've ever heard.
208 years? Over my dead vagina.
Well, it does smell like it's dead. I think this is the perfect opportunity to mention my sponsor for this video. This video is sponsored by Douche-Away. So if you're a woman with a vagina that smells like something that's dead, you should use Douche-Away. And probably go see a doctor as well. Definitely see a doctor.
Douche-Away, just a little squirt, it won't hurt.
That's 1,456 dog years. I'm telling you, bitches never get a break.
Well, some bitches get a break. You see, here in Australia, tail docking of dogs is illegal. But male circumcision, still perfectly legal. But at least dogs have bodily integrity rights here in Australia. That's a start. It's a start. We're slowly progressing towards newborn baby boys. You know, we've dealt with the dogs. Now, eventually, we'll get around to the newborn baby boys. It's just a matter of time, that's all.
I guess that would be my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchild. And I hope it's a girl.
Yeah, I can imagine you would want it to be a girl, considering her bodily integrity rights would be protected under the law, unlike a male child, right?
It's Girl Brunette. She's best.
Sure, yeah, that's bad for humans, but pandas only live about 20 years.
Why is it that I can order a bag of dick-shaped gummy bears with same-day delivery, but I have to wait 208 years for gender equality?
Once again, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Douche-Away. If your vagina smells like something crawled in it and died, you should use Douche-Away.
Douche-Away. One little squirt, it won't hurt.
That means 26 generations of panda bears will live and die before we finally see a female panda president.
Women are currently less than 25% of Congress, and that's the highest it's ever been, which, you know, is fine because women are about 25% of the population. What's that? It's 50%? That's f***ed up.
What percentage of women are sewer workers? I guarantee you it's not 50%. I don't even think it's 25%. I guess it's the patriarchy keeping them out of those high-profile jobs, right? Must be. That must be the only explanation. It's a strange thing to bring up, though, on a video about male circumcision. I don't know why he's talking about that, but anyway. Let's go back to the real gender inequality issues, shall we?
That's not so bad if you don't think about it. Like if you never, ever think about it.
Yes, and this is one of the requirements of being a feminist, not thinking about it. Just accept what you're told, don't think about it, and most definitely don't think about male issues like, you know, bodily integrity rights. Just ignore them and just keep repeating the same talking points as if they're real, you know? That's how feminism works.
In what world does it make sense that I make less money than Fred Armisen?
That would be in a world where you do less work or different work. You know, reality. Why are we talking about the wage gap here? Let's go back to talking about male circumcision. You know, an actual gender inequality.
That guy thinks this video is about pandas.
You know what? Forget about it. I want to come back as a lesbian's cat.
That's probably very dangerous. I remember hearing somewhere on the internet that lesbians like to eat cats. No, hold on, that's not right. I think it was lesbians like to eat.
Alternatively, we could just haul ass to Canada tonight. I'm serious. My car's outside.
Hold on, you're saying that Canada doesn't have any gender inequality? That's amazing. I wasn't aware that they banned male circumcision.
The pay gap is so bad right now that the average woman's income is less than a Venice Beach mine.
Hold on a second. This video isn't about actual gender inequality. It's another pay gap fucking video. You know, the same type of shit that comes out every 6 months from just a different group of celebrities. I feel cheated. I feel ripped off. I thought that finally we were trying to deal with actual gender inequality.
And they're great. They have no walls, but you think they're in a box. Women are in a box of oppression.
Well, with jokes like that, I think we've figured out why you're paid less.
Do men get paid more than women for the same job?
If you're talking about on an hourly basis, the answer is no. And I think you know that, right?
Yes. But think about how much work we do. Not only do we have to pitch our own ideas, we also have to pitch our female co-workers' ideas moments after they said them, but a little quieter.
Oh, I see. So men never come up with any interesting ideas themselves. They never earn their positions in business or in their particular industry. No, they just steal everything from women, and that explains why women are less likely to be CEOs and presidents. It's not that they work less hours or choose to, spend more time with their kids. It's the patriarchy stealing their ideas. It's almost like women are superior to men, and the only way men can get ahead is by cheating. It's almost like feminism is female supremacy.
And that's why we don't smile more.
Douche away, just a little squirt, it won't hurt.
Here's a fun fact. In the Fortune 500, there are fewer female CEOs than male CEOs named James.
Here's a fun fact. There are less female sewer workers than there are sewer workers named James. Your turn.
We demand Arias and Andromedas in the boardroom. Shannons! Dianes!
Ask yourself this. In 208 years, how far will manspreading have spread?
So, in a video about gender equality, so far we've covered manspreading and the pay gap. You know, those two serious gender inequality issues that, really should take up a lot of our time. As opposed to bodily integrity rights for newborn males or equal sentencing for equal crimes. Just those little things that really aren't as important as the pay gap or manspreading. #feminism is equality.
I don't know, 208 years isn't that long. If you're one of those big turtles that lives forever.
I gotta check my notes. Huh, that's weird. Just says this is bullshit on every page.
I would agree. This video is bullshit. Because the wage gap, as presented by feminists, is bullshit. It's actually an earnings gap. Ladies, if you want to earn as much money as men, then you need to man up and work like a man. It's that simple. And one thing that does work like a man when getting rid of dead vagina smell is Douche Away, my sponsor. I'm happy to once again promote Douche Away, flushing out vaginas everywhere.
Douche away, just a little squirt, it won't hurt.
208 years is very long.
What the fuck was that? Who sat there editing this video together and thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I'll definitely include that bit. But, look, I guess that would appeal to the target audience, though, wouldn't it?
What are we doing?
You guys know I have 3 daughters, right? This is actually terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying. 3 daughters whose genitals are protected under law. 3 daughters who will get less sentences if they commit equal crimes to men. But at the same time, there is a counterbalance to that as well. It's not all female privilege. I mean, sometimes some men sit on trains with their legs a little bit too far apart. That's clearly very important. And let's not forget that women earn less money because they do less work. That's a very serious problem. Someone should probably do something about that. Yeah, if only celebrities would make videos about it every 6 months, then maybe we could change something about that. Maybe we could pay women more. That's probably the only solution. Feminism, more for less. That could work. That could be the new slogan.
It's scary, too. 208 years is scary. I want to live then.
So what that's really saying is, not only will I not experience it, no one on this planet that exists right now as a woman will experience it.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Apparently there's not a single woman on the face of the planet who gets paid an equal amount of money for equal work. Apparently it doesn't happen anywhere, even though it's, law right across the Western world. It never happens. Not even in companies which are owned and run by females, which is strange. You would think that they would be, smashing the patriarchy, but apparently not. Apparently they've fallen under the sway of the patriarchy as well. It's terrible. Terrible.
Back in the covered wagon days when I was doing my show, if a woman was forceful, she was a bitch. If a man was forceful, he was forceful.
Yes, and if a woman explains something, then that's a woman explaining something. But if a man explains something, that's mansplaining, and it's always talking down and condescending, right? Even when that's not what he's doing, it's still that somehow. But, she's right. There's never been a man in a position of power which has been called a bastard or an asshole by his workers. It's never happened. Never happened. People only call female bosses names. Never a male. It's never happened in the history of mankind. And this is proof that we're living in a patriarchy, clearly.
These qualities that we really applaud in men are looked at in women as being negative things, and that's just sexism at work right there.
That's strange. I thought men being assertive and competitive was referred to as toxic masculinity, and that's something that we're trying to stop. But you're telling me that they're good qualities in women. Strange. Very, very strange.
I once reported sexual harassment at my place of work, and I wanted the guy gone, and I was questioned. Are you sure? Are you sure you want that? And this whole 208 years thing, it just makes me think, are women gonna have to be asked, are you sure, for another 208 years? And
so, I'm just curious, did you have any evidence that he sexually harassed you? Because if you're demanding that someone should be fired based purely on your word and your desire, that's a lot of privilege, don't you think? Do you think men have that power over female workers? If a male accused a female worker of sexual harassment, do you think that female worker is going to be fired based on nothing but his word? Probably not. Probably not. Hey, but what about that manspreading? Let's not forget about that.
And what's so depressing in the here and now is that they're aggressively trying to strip what rights we do have. And it's heavy,
Douche away, just a little squirt, it won't hurt.
Here's the good news. We can change this together.
I guarantee men's lives will be better if women's lives are better too.
That is a very, very good argument. I think there's a lot of sense in that. If we can just stop manspreading and pay women more for the same work done by men, that will fix the sentencing gap and male genital mutilation. Those issues will just disappear as if they don't exist. Because, in the minds of feminists, they already don't exist. See how that works?
Let's get equality done faster, like in our lifetime.
We can do this.
share your experience no matter what gender or sexuality you are.
Unless, of course, you're male, in which case it will be classed as mansplaining and dismissed automatically. #feminism is equality.
And let us not forget the panda bears.
Yes, it feels good to share cat and panda videos, but wouldn't it also feel good to change the world?
208 years is no joke.
I invite you to have one conversation this week about gender inequality. At home, with a friend, at work.
Get talking so we can change this.
Why is the most powerful nation on the planet still 208 years away from gender equality?
Really? China is 208 years away from gender equality? Maybe this should be in Mandarin. I don't know.
Oh, I know. Because someone made a wish on a monkey paw and we ended up in a hellscape? Oh, wait, that was rhetorical. Keep talking.
Hold on. Is she referring to feminism? I don't know. I'm confused.
One reason is that we often assume that the work of caring for others and household tasks is something women should do for free.
Wait, so you're saying women have to do everything and we still get paid less?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Belinda Gates is doing her own housework, right? Yeah, sure she is. But this is a ludicrous argument that people doing work for themselves should be somehow getting paid? By who? And you could argue that they're getting paid by their male partner who's out of the home working long hours to bring home money. And yes, I know that some households have female breadwinners, etc., but clearly that's not what they're talking about here. So this whole thing that women should be getting paid for unpaid work is ludicrous. If I'm hired to paint people's houses for a living, and I spend 5 days a week, 9 to 5, going to strangers' houses, climbing up on ladders, breathing in paint fumes, painting their houses, what do I get from that? Well, the only thing I get from that is a paycheck, right? I'm being paid for my labour and my time. But what about on the weekend, if I decide to paint my own house? Should someone be paying me for that? Should my boss be paying me for painting my own house? No, because the benefit is I have a painted house at the end. Do you not see the difference between these two things? Of course you don't. Of course you don't, because your argument isn't based on logic.
What is this, opposite day?
On average, American women do at least 90 minutes more of unpaid work around the house than men do every single day. Things like cooking, cleaning, taking care of family members.
Now, unfortunate for the unpaid work argument that feminists like to use, if we add up unpaid work, which is, household work, child rearing, and paid work, men still spend more time working than women. It is a simple fact. But they're not going to mention that, are they? Because women are these tireless victims that constantly have to do all the hard work while men just sit around drinking beer all day, right? Because, that's reality. Who could dispute those facts? But, I want to explore this unpaid labour argument a little bit more. You see, all these years, I've been wiping my own butt for free. And I'm starting to think that's not right. I'm starting to think someone should pay me for it. After all, there are people who work professionally who wipe people's butts. Like nurses, for example. They actually get paid for it. Well, why should I have to wipe my butt for free? That doesn't seem fair. You see, feminism is right. The patriarchy does hurt men too.
Wait, 90 minutes? I don't even have the time to be mad at that because I have too much to do. I'm supposed to help my kids with math homework. So does anyone know who Fibonacci is? MG, do you know who Fibonacci is?
If we want to accelerate progress towards equality, we need new solutions, including new policies like paid family leave for women and men.
Yeah.
So, which gender is more likely to get parental leave, I wonder? Well, it's not men, is it? Strange that this video is aimed at women and the inequalities that women suffer, and they bring up parental leave, but hey, it's an area that men are disadvantaged in. I guess they're just blind to male disadvantage, right?
Parents hang out with their newborns and binge watch TV. It's only fair. They've earned it. Some people haven't.
I'm investing in these solutions now.
So, let me get this straight. First, you basically removed polio from our planet, and now you're coming for misogyny? You're an angel.
208 more years of this is no joke.
208 more years of feminists complaining about manspreading and mansplaining and the wage gap and unpaid work. Well, you know, I've got to be honest, I thought it would be worse than that. I thought it would be like 208,000 years, but 208 years doesn't seem too bad by comparison.
Equality can't wait.
Look at this angel. Hashtag equality can't wait.
Why is the most powerful nation in the world still 208 years away from gender equality?
Wait, you said 208 years? Not even 200?
Women are less than 25% of Congress, and that's after winning a record number of seats in the last election.
We are talking gender inequality, baby.
I don't think that 25% is something to celebrate. I think 50% would be something to celebrate.
Yes. Women are 50% of the population, so they should be 50% of Congress.
I like the way Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg put it when she said women belong in all the places where decisions are being made.
Me too. I like the way Ruth Bader Ginsburg says pretty much everything, especially because. Oh, and when she says there will be enough women on the Supreme Court when there are 9, RBG doesn't mess around.
And I think women belong there a lot sooner than 208 years.
Waiting 208 years for gender equality is no joke.
I agree.
Hashtag equality can't wait.
208 years is very long.